Hello everyone. While traveling out and about, I've captured some drone shots in Japan. As part of a perk for Patreon supporters, I provide deleted scenes of footage I've yet to use. For October, it was all my extra drone shots. So, if you'd like to see this type of thing in advance, then consider supporting on Patreon if you have the ability to do so. Otherwise, you can always enjoy like this. Link below in the description, by the way. Anyways, let me tell you a bit about the shots. These were taken in a small town called Yakage in the prefecture of Okayama. I was visiting it as a part of the Being Japanese documentary I'm making. I'm also creating a video about the small countryside Japan versus big city Japan, so you'll also probably see the footage in that. Okay, here's the thing. I have quite a bit of drone footage, but I'm not necessarily going to talk over all of it. So if there's big pauses in me talking, I just thought, hey, you might want to enjoy the scenery without me droning on and on. Get it? You get it, right? To me, the scenery looks nothing like what I can find in Canada, especially with the rice fields. So I always find this kind of view interesting, especially since I live in Tokyo. And there we are filming. Now this footage is shot in Ehime, which is located in Shikoku, the smallest of Japan's 4 main islands. But actually, to be very specific, this is kind of in the inland sea. There's a whole bunch of little islands between, I guess, the mainland and Shikoku, so these are the little islands in between. And I actually flew the drone on the top of the mountain. You'll get to see my location in a future shot. And the bridges you see are part of the Shimanami Kaido, or, in English, Island Wave Highway. For a lot of these shots, I didn't have any specific reason to film them, beyond the fact that something caught my eye, and hey, why not? It looks nice. So on the right where you see the antennas there, that's where I was shooting from. And I've actually switched locations to another bridge now. We, of course, have bridges in Canada, but not so many like they have in Japan, and none with water that looks like this. I was filming from the beach. I wonder if you can spot me. Now this was shot just outside of Matsuyama, which is the capital of Ehime. It was done at dusk, so not as brightly lit as I would have liked. The riverbed you saw stays dry like this for most of the time, at least that's what Sherry told me. here's the shot of Shiri and I, so you can see where I was filming from. We continue our flight over in Hyogo prefecture, which is between Okayama and Osaka. This was part of the Driving in Japan video I made. Again, it's rice fields, rivers, and small homes, yet the scenery does look different from the other shots, doesn't it? I was lucky enough to catch the rice harvesting. And this is Bobby and I testing the drone to set it up for the follow mode. Yeah, this is one of the cool things about the DJI Mavic 2 Pro. In its follow mode, it'll automatically put little boxes on people's or cars, and if you tap the box, it'll follow along. It actually chooses by itself when and how to pan. I think it worked out pretty smoothly. This is me now bringing the drone back home. Here we are in Okayama again, but this time we're in the mountains at an old school in Bizen. It's actually the oldest public school in Japan, founded in 1670. This is one of those places where I felt the view on the ground was better than in the air. After that, I went to an onsen town called Mimasaka. It's not only onsens here, but they do specialize in hot springs. I decided to practice my drone flying a bit, seeing if I can go under a bridge. I could. And this, if you can tell by the giant tower in the background, is Tokyo. And that tower is Skytree. You can't fly in Tokyo without a permit, but this is actually in Chiba, where there are places along the river that you're legally allowed to fly without one. So one day to practice, I went out to an area along the riverbank and shot some stuff. Who would have thought you'd see water skiing on the Edogawa River, but here you go. If you look closely, you'll see me there, as well as an older gentleman flying his model airplane. In the background is Chiba, because now we're looking eastwards. And finally, it's the last shot, pulling away from Skytree Tower. As always, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you on the flip side.